So in this version of GovCon Growth Bytes, by the way, I'm recording this on the 30th of September, last day of the fiscal year 2025. It's been quite a journey, and I think we're all looking forward to 2026 to see how things play out. In this episode, I want to continue the pipeline discussion. One of the reasons I've got this RFQ Plus banner behind me, this is one of our bid qualification tactical pipeline tools we developed, and we're getting a lot of great support, and would love to talk to you about it if you're looking at more task order requests than you've really got the time to manage. But you know, a good solid pipeline can be used in a way that you may not have initially thought of, and that is in support of your teaming discussions. And really, whether or not you're trying to position yourself for a prime spot or a subcontract spot, it really doesn't matter. If you master the art of pipeline development, or as I mentioned in a previous episode, you're outsourcing that pipeline activity to a third party, which I think is a fabulous idea, then you can have pipelines to work with that'll support your teaming efforts. So what do I mean by that? Well, how many times have you been in a teaming meeting, especially with a well-meaning but maybe not quite as educated as they could be, 8A or other kind of small business, and what do they want to talk about? They want to talk about their certifications, they want to talk about their socioeconomic quals, and they want to kind of hold their hand out and say, we're here to help you meet your small business goals. But they really don't have any value to add to the conversation. I've been in a lot of those meetings. And what the other side's really looking for is, how can you help them win business? That's what we're all talking about. How do we win business? Well, build pipelines to support your teaming discussions so that you can show that you're a mature business executive and business owner, and that you've invested some time in that other partner's marketplace. You've looked at their website, you've looked at their contract portfolio through FPDS or FPDS Plus or USA Spending. You understand who their customers are, you understand what contracts they have, and you've also done the work to look at the overlay and the alignment between that partner's marketplace and yours. What deals are they probably going after that align with where you're building your business, and where are those overlaps where you could, as a team, increase your joint effectiveness in securing contracts for that customer? It takes a little bit of work. It doesn't take a lot of work, but it takes a little bit of work. One of the things that you're going to want to do to support that effort, if you choose to implement this idea, is you're going to want to get really good at pipeline analysis, pipeline building, pipeline maintenance. You're going to want a process. You're going to want to have staff or consultants who are trained, who understand how to do this, so that you can create a new request, say, build me a 12-month pipeline for this customer by looking at their current contract portfolio, their current agency footprint, their small business quals or socioeconomic quals. Where do we imagine that they're bidding? Use that pipeline data to support your teaming discussion. So how can you do that? Well, if you find deals that you're assuming they're probably priming, given their size and their capability and other factors, then which of those deals can you add value to as a subcontractor? You can help them win. You can help them with any number of things that go into the solutioning and the winning and the proposing of that deal. So you help them win. If you can help them win in a demonstrated way, you're that much closer to securing a partnership and a teaming arrangement. Likewise, you don't want to just ask them to put you on a team. You want to talk to them about how they can help you. So you want to have your pipeline curated and qualified so that you bring them 2 or 3 deals to say, look, I'm chasing these deals. I could use your help. If you generate a bilateral, you scratch my back, I scratch yours, we can work together to win business because we're stronger as a team than we are individually, your teaming discussions will be much more fruitful. They'll be much more profitable, and you'll find you'll build stronger relationships that way. And so this kind of naturally segues in a kind of a second conversation about teaming that also doesn't happen very often, and that is you need to learn to build relationships with companies who are outside your close-in network who are not yet your friends. You need to learn how to make friends in the industry with companies that you don't know about yet, because you want to team with winners. You don't want to just team with your friends. It's good to team with your friends. We all have friends. We like friends. Friends make our life better. We want to help our friends. But our friends are not always the ones who are going to win the deal we're talking about. So who's going to win the deal? Look at the marketplace. Look at each competitor's contract portfolio. Evaluate objectively their competitive position within that market, within that agency customer. Look at how they are. Look at their award rate. Look at their growth trajectory. Look at all the factors that go into helping you understand, is this a winning vendor or not in this particular situation? And learn to team with the winners. And one of the ways that you can break the ice and start building those relationships is to open up the conversation in a bilateral way. Not just a, hey, I want to join your team, and I happen to have socioeconomic quals and certain past performance, and I would make a great teammate, and you should talk to me. But have a more business-grounded discussion that talks about how you can add value to help them win, and then also how you would like their help so that you're recruiting them. You're not just selling yourself, but you're recruiting that potential partner to come alongside, join your team, and help you win. I think if you implement some of these strategies, I think your teaming discussions will be much more fruitful maybe than they would be without those kinds of ideas. I hope those are helpful to you. And like I had mentioned earlier, if you haven't looked at RFQ Plus, as we move into fiscal year 2026, I think there are going to be two vehicles that are going to have more and more prominence, and that's the GSA Mass Schedule and Oasis Plus. GSA is going to be adding domains. They're going to be promoting that vehicle to multiple customers or multiple agencies. And I think we're going to see the task order volume on Oasis Plus increase. I think we're going to see the GSA Mass Schedule task order volume increase. And so as those things increase, and then we add SOUPS 6 and some others, I think a lot of vendors are going to get to the point to where you run out of staff resources to qualify all these task orders. We've got a great solution. It works really well. It solves one problem. It's easy to buy. It's not expensive. And it adds a lot of value to your BD workflow. So check out the website. We've got some videos linked. We have some videos on our YouTube channel, and we'd love to talk to you about that. All the best for fiscal year 2026 and beyond. This is a new podcast series I'm calling GovCon Growth Bytes. I hope you enjoy it. I thank you for watching. Send us your feedback, especially around topics you'd like us to address. All the best.